Hello everyone, this is Stella, and last Christmas morning I received a text message that still makes my heart ache. It was from a 71-year-old passenger named Dorothy Henderson, who I'd met 3 days earlier at Chicago O'Hare. She wrote, "Stella, I'm spending Christmas alone in my apartment. I never made it to my daughter's house. I missed watching my grandchildren open the presents I spent months picking out. I missed Christmas dinner. I missed everything. And it's all because I made one stupid mistake that nobody warned me about." Attached was a photo of Dorothy sitting alone on her couch, surrounded by wrapped gifts that would never be opened on Christmas morning. And what breaks my heart even more is that Dorothy's tragedy was completely preventable if she had known the 10 critical things you must never do when traveling for Christmas. Holiday travel for seniors isn't just about flights and airports. It's about being present for the most sacred family moments of the entire year. It's about maintaining traditions that matter more than anything. It's about not missing Christmas morning with grandchildren who are only young once. And what makes me absolutely furious after 15 years working holiday flights is watching preventable mistakes destroy Christmas for seniors who did nothing wrong except not knowing the hidden rules that airlines and airports never clearly explain. Today, I'm revealing the 10 things seniors over 60 must absolutely never do when traveling for Christmas. These aren't suggestions or recommendations. These are critical errors that will destroy your holiday, cause you to miss Christmas entirely, cost you thousands of dollars, or leave you stranded alone while your family celebrates without you. Every single one of these mistakes happens to hundreds of seniors every December, and every single tragedy is preventable if you know what to avoid. So pay close attention because missing even one of these warnings could ruin your entire Christmas. The first thing you must never do is wrap Christmas presents before packing them in your luggage. And here's why this seemingly innocent mistake destroys Christmas for seniors every single year. TSA security screeners cannot see through wrapped packages and X-ray machines. If they see wrapped items in your checked bag or carry-on, they are required to unwrap them to inspect contents. They will tear through your carefully wrapped presents, inspect everything inside, and leave the contents in messy piles. But here's the absolutely devastating part. If your checked bag with wrapped presents gets delayed or lost, which happens constantly during December travel chaos, all those presents are gone, and you have nothing to give your grandchildren on Christmas morning. Last December 22nd at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, Mrs. Barbara Martinez, age 68, a retired elementary school teacher from Tucson, checked a large suitcase containing 9 wrapped Christmas presents for her 3 grandchildren in Seattle. She'd spent weeks finding the perfect gifts: a personalized storybook for her 6-year-old granddaughter who was learning to read, a remote-control dinosaur for her 8-year-old grandson who loves paleontology, a beginner's telescope for her 10-year-old grandson fascinated by astronomy. Each gift was wrapped in special paper she'd ordered online with each child's name handwritten on the tag. Her flight from Phoenix to Seattle connected through Denver. The Denver airport was experiencing massive delays due to a snowstorm. Her bag missed the connection. United Airlines told her, "Your bag is currently in Denver. We'll deliver it to your daughter's address within 24 to 48 hours. Christmas Eve arrived, no bag. Christmas morning came. Barbara had absolutely nothing to give her grandchildren. She sat at her daughter's dining table crying while watching other family members hand out presents. Her grandchildren kept asking, "Grandma, where are our presents?" She had to explain that the airline lost them. The magic of Christmas morning was destroyed. The bag finally arrived December 27th, 2 days after Christmas. TSA had unwrapped every single present during inspection. The surprise was ruined. The special moment was lost forever. And United's baggage liability policy only covered $50 per item. Barbara lost over $700 in presents, plus the irreplaceable emotional damage. Never, ever, ever wrap presents before traveling. Instead, pack all gifts unwrapped in your checked luggage, along with wrapping paper, scissors, and tape. Wrap them after you arrive at your destination, or even better, ship presents via FedEx or UPS ground shipping 2 weeks before you travel, so they're waiting at your destination when you arrive. The minor inconvenience of wrapping gifts at destination is infinitely better than losing Christmas morning magic forever. The second thing you must never do is assume you can request wheelchair assistance when you arrive at the airport on travel day. This assumption destroys Christmas for seniors every December because during holiday travel, the demand for wheelchair and mobility assistance is triple the normal volume. If you show up expecting to request service at check-in, you will be told there's a 3 to 4 hour wait or no availability at all, and missing your flight because you couldn't get through the airport means missing Christmas entirely. Last December 23rd at Miami International Airport, Mr. Vincent Torres, age 74, a retired construction worker with severe arthritis in both knees and a hip replacement from 2 years ago, was flying to Boston to spend Christmas with his son's family. Vincent assumed he could request wheelchair assistance at the airport. He arrived at check-in at 10 a.m. for his 12:30 p.m. flight. The agent said, "I'm sorry, sir. All our wheelchair attendants are completely booked until 2 p.m. There's nothing available." Vincent's flight was boarding in 2 hours. He had no choice but to walk. Miami International is an enormous airport. His gate was in a different terminal. The walk was over a mile. By the time Vincent reached his gate, his knees were in excruciating pain. He was sweating profusely. His blood pressure had spiked dangerously high. He felt dizzy and nauseous. A gate agent noticed him struggling and called for medical assistance. Airport paramedics evaluated him. His blood pressure was 180. Over 110, they strongly recommended he not fly in his condition. They wanted to take him to the hospital for evaluation. Vincent missed his flight. The next available flight to Boston was December 26th. Because of holiday capacity, he spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day alone in a Miami hotel room. He missed Christmas morning with his 3 grandchildren, ages 4, 6, and 8. He missed his daughter-in-law's famous Christmas breakfast. He missed the family tradition of opening stockings that his grandchildren had been excited about for weeks. His son video called him on Christmas morning so he could watch the kids open presents over FaceTime. Vincent sat alone in a hotel room watching his family celebrate on a phone screen. He told me later, "It was the loneliest Christmas of my entire life, and all because I didn't know to request wheelchair service in advance." You must call the airline directly, at least 48 hours before your December departure, and specifically request and confirm wheelchair assistance with a confirmation number. Don't just check a box online. Actually call the phone number, speak to a human agent, verify the service is in your reservation, get a confirmation number, write it down, then call again 24 hours before departure to reconfirm everything is still in the system. Without confirmed pre-arranged assistance, you risk missing your flight and missing Christmas entirely. The third thing you must never do is book flights that arrive at your Christmas destination on December 24th or 25th. This is the single most common mistake that destroys senior Christmas travel every year. Flights on December 23rd, 24th, and 25th operate at maximum capacity with virtually zero backup options. One weather delay, mechanical problem, or missed connection means you're stranded for days, not hours, because there are no available seats anywhere in the system. Last December 24th, Mr. and Mrs. Robert Sullivan, ages 73 and 71, from San Diego, booked their flight to visit their daughter and 2 grandchildren in Charlotte. For Christmas, they thought flying on Christmas Eve would be smart because it would be less crowded. Their 9 a.m. flight from San Diego to Charlotte connected through Dallas-Fort Worth. The San Diego flight was delayed 45 minutes due to morning fog. They landed in Dallas and ran through the terminal. They missed their Charlotte connection by 6 minutes. They stood at the gate and watched their plane push back while they were still in the jetway. The gate agent searched for alternatives. Every single flight to Charlotte for the next 2 days was completely sold out. The earliest available seats were on December 26th. Robert and Patricia spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in a Dallas airport hotel. They missed Christmas morning with their grandchildren, who are 5 and 7. They missed seeing the kids' faces when they opened. The grandparent gifts. They missed the family Christmas dinner that their daughter had been planning for weeks. They missed being in the family photos. Patricia cried for hours in that hotel room. Robert told me, "My granddaughter asked her mom on Christmas morning, 'Why didn't Grandma and Grandpa come? Don't they love us anymore?' Hearing that broke my heart into a million pieces. They paid $1,647 for hotel rooms, meals, and rebooking fees. Their entire Christmas was destroyed because they booked one day too close to the holiday. You must book flights to arrive at your Christmas destination no later than December 22nd. That gives you a full 72-hour buffer for weather delays, cancellations, missed connections, and rebooking nightmares. Yes, tickets on December 20th through 22nd are $150 to $300 more expensive than December 23rd or 24th. But that extra cost is infinitely cheaper than missing Christmas entirely or paying thousands in emergency expenses. Arrive early, have buffer days, protect your holiday. The fourth thing you must never do is travel without comprehensive travel insurance that includes weather cancellation coverage. Most seniors either skip travel insurance completely or buy the cheapest basic policy that doesn't actually cover the most common December disasters, which are weather-related cancellations. Last December 21st, Mrs. Dorothy Hamilton, age 70, from Tampa, was flying to Minneapolis to spend Christmas week with her son's family. She had booked this trip 6 months in advance, paid $2,100 for round-trip flights, and purchased basic travel insurance for $47. December 21st morning, a massive blizzard hit Minneapolis. The airport shut down completely. All flights were canceled for 48 hours. Dorothy's flight from Tampa was canceled. The airline said, "We'll rebook you on the next available flight." The next available flight with seats was December 27th. Christmas would be completely over. Dorothy asked about refunds. American Airlines told her, "Weather cancellations are not the airline's responsibility. Tickets are non-refundable." She checked her travel insurance policy. It said in small print, "Weather events are excluded from coverage." Dorothy lost the entire $2,100. She spent Christmas alone in Tampa. She never got to see her 2 grandchildren open their presents. She missed the family traditions she'd been looking forward to all year, all because she bought the wrong insurance to save $65. You must purchase travel insurance that specifically includes cancel for any reason coverage, or at minimum, weather-related delay and cancellation coverage. Read the policy document carefully before purchasing. Many cheap policies specifically exclude weather delays, which are the #1 cause of December travel disasters. Call the insurance company directly and ask this exact question: "If my December flight is canceled due to winter weather, am I fully covered including flight costs?" Get their answer documented in writing via email. Proper comprehensive coverage typically costs 8 to 12% of your total trip cost. For a $2,000 trip, that's $160 to $240. Expensive, yes, but infinitely cheaper than losing everything when December weather inevitably strikes. The fifth thing you must never do is book connection times under 2 hours during December holiday travel. What seems like plenty of time during summer months becomes a disaster during December. Holiday travel operates with longer security lines, more crowded gates, frequent weather delays, maximum passenger loads, and slower boarding processes. That 90-minute connection that works fine in June will absolutely destroy you in December. Last Christmas week at Denver International Airport, Mrs. Helen Rodriguez, age 69, from Portland, booked a flight to Miami to spend Christmas with her sister, recovering from cancer surgery. Her itinerary included a 75-minute connection in Denver, she thought. 75 minutes was reasonable. Her first flight from Portland was delayed 25 minutes due to de-icing procedures. She landed in Denver with 50 minutes until her Miami departure. Denver Airport during Christmas week is complete chaos, with over 200,000 passengers per day. She had to go through security recheck because she switched terminals. The security line took 35 minutes. She practically ran through the terminal. She arrived at her Miami gate as the door was closing. The gate agent said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. The door is closed. We cannot board you." Helen begged, explained her sister just had surgery and was alone. The agent said, "Policy is policy." The next available flight to Miami was December 26th. Helen missed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with her sister, who desperately needed family support during recovery. Her sister spent Christmas alone in a Miami apartment, barely able to move. Helen spent Christmas in a Denver hotel, consumed with guilt. She told me, "My sister needed me, and I wasn't there. I'll never forgive myself, all because I tried to save 2 hours by booking a tight connection. During December travel, you must book connections with a minimum of 2 full hours for domestic flights and 3 hours for international connections. Yes, this makes your total travel day significantly longer. Yes, you'll spend more time sitting in airports, but you'll actually make your connections, actually arrive at your destination, and actually get to spend Christmas with your family. Tight connections during December are Russian roulette. Eventually you will lose. Book safer, longer connections and protect your holiday. The 6th thing you must never do is pack essential items including medications, medical devices, and important documents in checked baggage during December travel. Checked bags get delayed, misrouted, or lost at 3 times the normal rate during holiday travel chaos. If your checked bag contains anything you absolutely need and it doesn't arrive with you, your entire trip is destroyed. Last December 22nd at Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, Mr. James Peterson, age 72, with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and a heart condition, was flying from Atlanta to Seattle for Christmas. James packed all his medications in his checked suitcase, including insulin, blood pressure pills, heart medication, and his blood glucose monitor. He thought, "My bag has never been lost before. It'll be fine." His flight was delayed. His bag was transferred to the wrong aircraft. The bag went to Portland instead of Seattle. James arrived in Seattle with 0 medications. It was 8 p.m. On December 22nd, most pharmacies were closed. He spent 3 hours in a Seattle emergency room getting temporary prescriptions. He paid $385 out of pocket because the ER was out of network. His daughter drove him to a 24-hour pharmacy that was 40 minutes away. He didn't get to her house until 2 a.m. He was exhausted, stressed. His blood pressure was dangerously elevated. He spent December 23rd recovering instead of enjoying time with his grandchildren. His checked bag arrived December 25th at 6 p.m., after most of Christmas was over. Never pack medications, medical devices like CPAP machines or blood glucose monitors, eyeglasses, important documents, phone chargers, or anything you absolutely need in checked baggage. Everything essential must be in your carry-on bag that stays with you at all times. Additionally, bring twice as much medication as you think you'll need in case of delays. Keep medications in original pharmacy bottles with your name on them. Carry a written list of all medications and dosages in your wallet. Pack a complete change of clothes in your carry-on in case your checked bag is delayed. Assume your checked bag will not arrive with you and pack accordingly. The 7th thing you must never do is confuse or incorrectly book your travel dates. This sounds absurdly basic, but date confusion destroys more senior Christmas travel than almost any other mistake. Booking sites show dates in confusing formats. Seniors often book months in advance when December feels far away, and the human brain easily confuses December 24th with December 25th, or confuses the day of the week when booking far ahead. Last December 23rd at San Francisco International Airport, Mrs. Margaret Wilson, age 68, a retired nurse, arrived at the airport at 7 a.m. for what she absolutely believed was her 9 a.m. flight to Chicago for Christmas. With her daughter's family, she approached the check-in kiosk, scanned her confirmation email. The screen displayed in red letters, "This flight departed yesterday." Margaret's heart sank. She had accidentally booked for December 22nd, not December 23rd. She was convinced she had clicked December 23rd. But she must have clicked wrong. She approached a ticket agent in complete panic. Every flight to Chicago on December 23rd was sold out. The agent found one seat available on December 24th at 6 p.m. Arriving Chicago at midnight, Margaret would miss Christmas Eve dinner, miss watching her grandchildren hang stockings, miss reading Christmas stories with them before bed, arrive after they were already asleep. She paid $967 for last-minute rebooking plus $180 for an unexpected hotel night. She spent December 23rd alone crying in her San Francisco apartment. Her careful planning for months turned into a nightmare because of one misclicked date. Immediately after booking, take a screenshot of your complete itinerary showing dates clearly. Print a physical paper copy. Set 3 separate calendar reminders on your phone. One for 72 hours before departure saying, "Verify flight date is correct." One for 24 hours before saying, "Reconfirm flight date." one for the morning of departure saying, "Today is flight day." 1 week before travel, call the airline directly and verbally confirm with an agent, "I am confirming my flight on day of week, month and date, departing at time." Make them read back the complete information. This redundant triple checking feels excessive, but it prevents heartbreaking preventable disasters. The 8th thing you must never do is arrive at the airport using normal timing recommendations. The standard advice of arrive 2 hours before domestic flights is designed for normal travel periods. December holiday travel is not normal. December airports operate with triple the normal passenger volume, longer security lines, more checked bags, crowded check-in areas, and overwhelmed staff. Arriving 2 hours before departure during Christmas week means you will miss your flight. Last December 23rd at Los Angeles International Airport, Mr. Vincent Hayes, age 71, from Orange County, was flying to New York for Christmas. His flight departed at 2 p.m. He arrived at LAX at 11:45 a.m., thinking 2 hours is plenty. December 23rd is one of the busiest travel days of the entire year. The security line at LAX wrapped around the terminal 3 times. The wait was 95 minutes. By the time Vincent cleared security, it was 1:20 p.m. His gate was in the Tom Bradley International Terminal, which required a shuttle bus. He missed the first shuttle because it was packed full. He finally reached his gate at 1:52 p.m. The door was closed. They would not let him board. The next available flight to New York was December 25th at 6 p.m. Arriving after Christmas dinner was finished, Vincent spent Christmas Eve and Christmas morning alone in his Orange County house. His daughter and grandchildren kept calling, asking where he was. He had to explain he missed his flight. He missed Christmas. Entirely because he arrived 15 minutes too late. During December travel, you must arrive at the airport a minimum of 3 full hours before domestic flights and 4 hours before international flights. Not 2 hours, not 2.5 hours, 3 hours minimum. Set your alarm earlier, leave your house earlier, budget extra time for traffic, because everyone else is traveling too. Better to sit in the airport for an extra hour than miss your flight and miss Christmas. The stress of tight timing is not worth the risk during the most important travel period of the year. The 9th thing you must never do is fail to request special accommodations and services that seniors are legally entitled to receive. Most seniors don't know what services are available. They don't want to be a burden. They try to handle everything themselves, and they suffer unnecessarily when free services exist specifically designed for senior travelers. Last December 20th, on a flight from Phoenix to Boston, Mrs. Barbara Washington, age 73, with arthritis, hearing loss, and difficulty walking, went through the entire airport and flight process without requesting any assistance. She struggled to lift her carry-on bag into the overhead bin and strained her shoulder. She couldn't hear the gate announcements and almost missed a gate change. She sat in a middle seat for 5 hours in severe discomfort because she didn't know she could request an aisle seat for medical reasons. She waited 45 minutes after landing for a wheelchair that was never requested. She arrived at her daughter's house exhausted, in pain, and demoralized. Meanwhile, other senior passengers on the same flight who knew to request services had wheelchair assistance, priority boarding, help with luggage, better seats, and arrived comfortable and happy. When booking your December flight, you must request wheelchair assistance even if you don't regularly use a wheelchair. Request priority boarding if you need extra time. Request special meals if you have dietary restrictions. Request aisle seats near the front for easier access. At the airport, don't hesitate to ask gate agents for help with luggage. Ask flight attendants for extra water and blankets. Inform crew about medications you're taking. These services are free. They're specifically designed for you. They're your legal right. Using them makes your travel safer and more comfortable. Don't suffer in silence when help is available. The 10th and final thing you must never do is travel without a detailed written backup plan for when things go wrong. During December holiday travel, you must assume something will go wrong and have a complete backup plan ready to execute immediately. Hope is not a strategy. Hope will leave you stranded. Last December 22nd, a major winter storm hit the Midwest. Airlines canceled over 3,000 flights in one day. Mrs. Dorothy Martinez, age 68, from Miami, was flying to Minneapolis for Christmas. Her flight was canceled. She had no backup plan. She called the airline. The automated system said, "Current wait time is 5 hours." She waited on hold for 5 hours. By the time an agent answered, every alternate flight was sold out. She spent Christmas in Miami alone. Meanwhile, another senior passenger on her canceled flight had a backup plan. She immediately opened the airline app, rebooked herself through Chicago on a different airline, and made it to Minneapolis by Christmas Eve. She knew the system. Dorothy didn't. Before you travel, create a written backup plan. Including these elements, write down the airline's phone number and their executive platinum line, which has shorter waits. Download the airline's mobile app and create an account with your frequent flyer number. Save confirmation numbers for alternate flights on different airlines that could get you to your destination. Research alternate routes, including driving, trains, or flying to nearby cities and renting a car. Identify hotels near your connecting airports in case you get stranded. Have your adult children's phone numbers available to help you navigate rebooking online. Keep $500 emergency cash, or a credit card with available limit. Identify which family members could pick you up at alternate airports. This written plan stays in your carry-on bag so you can execute it immediately when disasters strike. Now here's your complete action plan to avoid all 10 devastating mistakes. When booking December flights, verify dates 3 times before confirming. Book to arrive December 22nd or earlier. Book connections with 2 hours minimum. Purchase comprehensive travel insurance with weather coverage immediately after booking. Screenshot your complete itinerary. Print physical copies. Set 3 calendar reminders to verify dates, at least 48 hours before travel. Call airline to confirm wheelchair assistance. Confirm all special services are in system. Verify your dates verbally with agent. When packing, never wrap presents. Pack them unwrapped with wrapping supplies. Keep all medications in carry-on in original bottles. Pack complete change of clothes in carry-on. Bring twice as much medication as needed. Create written backup plan with phone numbers and alternate options. On travel day, arrive at airport 3 hours early. Request help with luggage at check-in. Confirm priority. Boarding at gate, inform flight crew about medical needs. The difference between spending Christmas morning watching your grandchildren open presents versus spending it alone in an airport hotel comes down to avoiding these 10 critical mistakes. Airlines and booking systems profit when seniors don't know these rules. They make money from rebooking fees and emergency changes. They save money when you don't request services. They're counting on you to make these mistakes. But now you know exactly what never to do. If this video saved your Christmas plans, hit that like button right now, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss next week's video about the 15 free services seniors can request that airlines hide from passengers. Share this immediately with your parents, grandparents, any senior with December travel plans. One share could save someone's entire Christmas. Remember, holiday travel isn't about transportation. It's about being present for irreplaceable family moments. Protect your plans. Avoid these 10 mistakes. This is Stella. Merry Christmas.